Hey guys, thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you have been here before, thank you for coming back. And if this is your first time, thank you so much for coming to my channel. My name is Nicole and I am a Scrum Master. Today's topic, we're going to talk about what should you do when you start a new Scrum team. What are the things that you should do when you join a new team? So, let's say you just got a new Scrum Master position. What really happened? They're going to send you your computer. They're going to give you your start date. So let's say they give you your start date and the first day of work. What really happened is you're going to be going through onboarding. Onboarding might take a few days. It might take a whole week. It might take even a couple of weeks. It just depends on the company's onboarding process. Some companies have a lot of training during onboarding. There's so many things that you need to do before you actually start the work. So it just depends on the policy. It might take you even more than a week to go through the onboarding process. So once onboarding is done, what's going to happen is you're going to get assigned to a team. They're going to give you a team that you're going to be responsible for. Once you know the team that you're going to be working with, please do make sure the first thing that you want to do is have someone send you all the meeting invites. Whoever is currently helping out with the team, please let them know to forward you all the current meeting invite so you can start attending those meetings. Once you get all your meeting invite, make sure you start attending those meetings. Once you join a meeting, all you want to do is you want to just sit and observe. You want to observe and see how things are currently being done within that team. You want to see how the team members are working. You want to see how they're coordinating. You want to see how they're interacting with each other, with the product owner. You just want to sit and observe. While you're observing, please make sure you take a lot of notes. See any areas that you feel like the team needs to improve on. Write those things down. But you want to just really sit there and observe and see how they're currently working. Once that is done, right? Once say you've observed all your meetings, you want to make sure that definitely make sure that you get access to all the tools that they're currently using. So whoever send you on the meeting invite, you want to ask that person or even the product owner to share the link to the tools that they're currently using. Whatever tool they're using, maybe if it's Jira, maybe it's ADO, or if it's Rally, whatever tool they're using for tracking your project, maybe Confluence for documenting or Grid, whatever it is, please do make sure that you get the link sent to you so you can always have access to it at any time. The next thing you want to do is you want to schedule one-on-one meeting with all your team members. Really important to schedule a one-on-one meeting with each and every one of your team. It's really good to connect with them and build relationship. If you're going to be working with these people every day, it's good that you build some type of relationship with your team members so that way people can feel comfortable to come to you at any given time. So please do make sure that you have a one-on-one with your team member. You can schedule it for maybe 30 minutes and connect with them to get to know them so they can also get to know you. Some of the questions that you might want to ask during your one-on-one is, what is your role? It's really important to know if this person is a tester, if they're a developer or what. Please do make sure that you ask them what their role is for this team. You might want to also ask them, how long have they been part of this team? It's really good to know if they're new to the team or if they've been here long. So please do make sure you ask that question. Another question that you might want to ask them is, have you ever worked in a Scrum team before? It's really important to know. The reason you're asking this question is because maybe this is your first Agile Scrum project. Maybe they don't know how the processes work. Maybe you need to go overview and explain to them all the meetings that you guys are going to be having and the purpose of this meeting. So please do make sure you ask them if they've ever worked in a Scrum team before or not. Another question maybe you want to ask them, where do you live? Very important to know. The reason you're asking this question is you want to know the time zone that they're living in, because a lot of Scrum teams are very distributed. When you're scheduling meeting, it's really good to know the time zone of each and every one of your team members, so you consider that while scheduling your meeting. Another question maybe you want to just really ask them is, Is there any major issue the team is currently facing right now? Is there any major challenges that the team is currently facing? So you have an idea of how to go about to resolve those challenges so work can keep moving forward. You definitely want to also ask them, what is the method of estimation? Really important to know if they even know how to estimate stories, or if they don't know how to estimate stories, what method are you using? It's good so that way, if they don't have any method of estimation, you can introduce them some method. I've used planning poker in the past. I've also used t-shirt sizes. So please do make sure that you ask them what is the method of estimation so you can help them. So that way you guys will not be rolling over stories different too many spring because your team don't know how to estimate. So once you're done having all your one-on-one meeting with each and every one of your team members, the next thing you want to do is you definitely want to have a one-on-one with your product owner. This is really, really important as well. You also want to connect with the product owner. You want to also build a really good relationship with the product owner. You want them to know you, and you also want to get to know them. So make sure you schedule a one-on-one with your product owner. During your one-on-one with your product owner, please ask the product owner to go over the project that your team is currently working on. Remember, the product owner is a person that knows what is to be built, right? So they should be able to explain to you the product that your team is working on. They should be able to tell you the goal of what the team is trying to achieve. So please do make sure that you have a one-on-one with your product owner. You might want to ask the product owner if you have to invite anyone from the business to come to your spring planning. Some product owners are from the business, so you might not need to invite another person from the business to come to the planning. So just find out from your product owner if you need to invite someone from the business, and if you do, make sure you get the name for the people or whoever from the business needs to attend your meetings. You want to also ask the product owner if they do demo every spring. It's really important because if they're not demoing every spring, you want to find out why, and then maybe educate the product owner the importance of doing demo every spring so the business can see what your team has built, and so you guys can make those adjustments as you move forward. So please do make sure that you ask your product owner if the team is currently doing demo every single sprint. Also, you want to ask your product owner how often do they release? When do they release? So you can get those release dates and all that. So please just make sure you ask your product owner all those questions. So another thing that you really want to find out is you want to find out if your team has a working agreement. It's very important to know if they have a working agreement or not. A working agreement is just some type of norm. It's just an agreement that the team decide that these are the ways that we want to work. For example, the working agreement can say that we're going to be having our stand-up every day at 9 a.m. or every day at 9:30 a.m. But the team has to agree on that. So please do make sure that you ask if they have a working agreement or not. And if they don't have a working agreement, help them come up with a working agreement together. It's really important to have that. The other thing that you want to maybe include in your working agreement is your definition of done and your definition of ready. It's really, really important to know, or for the team to know, what a definition of ready is and what a definition of done is. Because maybe when you're in your backlog refinement session or when you're in your spring planning meeting, you want to make sure that before you guys are accepting any work, any stories in the spring, you want to make sure it has met your definition of ready before it's pulled into the spring. You also want to know, before the team move any stories to done, what are the criteria that it takes this story to consider done? Has this story met our definition of done? So please do make sure that before the team is moving any work into done, it has met their definition of done. And the only way to know it has met their definition of done is for the team to have an agreement that they come up with their working agreement for the definition of done. Alright guys, thank you so much again for coming to my channel. If you do have any specific question, any comment, please do go ahead and leave it below. If you do want to reach out to me, you can go ahead and email me at Nicole.agilepractitioner@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you soon.